Okay, so we are talking about how to, a couple of things, but one is when you're speaking, especially to a religious group, how do you walk that line? And I said, you share experiences about what you're doing, and specifically, because this is what you do. That's why they're having you come speak. So there's no needing to be embarrassed about it or like hesitant about it, but it's just that we're not being hard sell and we're not like trying to make everybody come and get it. We're saying, this is what I'm doing, and this is the success that I'm having. And that's why I'm sharing these tools with you. I would go back to Taylor and say, I did not mention that I have this awesome missionary group going. I don't know if it's appropriate or not as far as for your group, but you can let them know that if they're interested in more of what I was doing, they can reach out to me specifically, which I know they know that, but you can ask her and say, I have these things going. If they want to share that with them, I've gone to enrichment nights and things where they were literally selling books out the back of their car. I have never done
Okay,
that.
we did.
But,
I've had one of those before.
yes. And they were doing cleaning supplies and organization supplies.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, you know what? One of the ladies at the very beginning, when I started said, wait, do you have these quotes somewhere? Is there somewhere? Because so I don't have to sit and write down the quotes, that I can get that. So what I could do is create take the quotes, put them in onto like a little paper, and on the bottom have something for that. Would that be?
I agree, and send that to Taylor and say, hey, can you see if the early side president is kosher with this? And at the bottom say, if you probably had women come up and ask about it, right? Or talk to you about it, or want more information. You say, for those that wanted more information on my missionary class, you're welcome to contact me here. Our next session is starting in a week and a half or 2 weeks or whatever. That's just a nice, soft, informational, here you go. This is what I'm doing.
Okay. So maybe I'll do it maybe I'll go about that. That helps me feel like I can do something. I don't want to create more content. I really do feel like, okay, I've got a lot. I am reusing that same course. I'm just putting different spins on it for these different groups, but it's the exact same course. It's just different spins. So it's just trying to feel out, okay, what group can I sell to? No, I mean, that sounds awful.
No, you can offer it to. You have something awesome, Diane, and it is not bad for you to say it's a value exchange. I've done all the work. I know how to help you with your problem. Do you want this? It's not about selling something. It's saying, do you want to do it with me? You're going to have to find a solution to this. Do you want the solution that I have? And you can stand in that space without any kind of embarrassment or awkwardness or anything. You just deliver that. And also with the things that you're doing, I would encourage you to look and say, okay, is there a group that's already connected to this, that I am the solution? So like this lady I was just talking to who's got coaches, she's trying to get them certified with the ICF and all of that. And one of them is about being a presence. And we're talking on the phone, and what do you think I'm doing? I'm looking up ICF components. I'm like, what is it that their things are that they're supposed to be teaching? And it says make a presence. And I'm like, we could totally help you with that, right? So find the need and fill it. So what are is it addiction recovery places? Is it mental health clinics? Is it therapists? Who can you connect with and say, look, if you're talking to a parent, I know that you could talk about XYZ all day long, but I've got this course, it's a 3-module thing or whatever, or it's a 6-week course, and I can actually help them do this and get grounded in scripture. Would you be willing to recommend me? Something like that, where you've got these other people, you're making it easier for them. This woman does not have time and energy to go through and teach all of these modules and principles and everything. She doesn't want to do all that. So I'm actually making it easier for her. So I would encourage you to think, who can I make their work easier for? Who has to do this or has to deal with this? And I can make it easier. That's the stake presidencies. That's the, if you go to LDS services, whatever, social services, whatever it's called, you can go to those things and say, look, I have this, I'm a certified coach, Is there a place that you can put my stuff on, or who would I talk to about this particular thing? And if you know someone personally, that would be the best. Have you talked with Wendy Christensen?
Not about this specifically.
Not about this. No. I would absolutely reach out to her and say, Wendy, I would love to, if there's someone you're talking with that's come home from a missionary, they have a friend, you know that people are going and sending a missionary out or whatever, or you know that there's a clinic that they're doing on mental wellness for prospective missionaries or whatever. Who knows, Diane, you could actually connect with people because that's who you are. You could connect with people in the MTC who would say, look, have you guys addressed this? Because I have stuff that's actually helping these people, and this is what they're saying to me. What's being done about this? I'm happy to do like a 3-3 thing if we need to, or whatever you need to do. But that's how I go about it, is like, what's the need? Here's how I can fill it with this little Costco sample. And then if you want more, yeah, you're going to want to do something more about that. And there's budget for whatever they're needing. So anyway, I don't know if that sits right, but I love all the things you do.
That's a lot of ideas. That's a lot of really good ideas. I just need to sit and think them through.
Yes.
And think about them,
resonates.
see which ones stand out.
And I would encourage you to watch for the whisperings of the adversary. I don't know if it's the adversary or not, but to me, it sounds like this is not in your one big message. This is not aligned with it. And so I feel like the adversary is getting you with the financial fear. And if it's coming from a fear and it's fear-based, then you know the adversary is just trying to needle, right?
I really think, I totally can see that, like, this, not a coincidence that this comes in during a time that I'm feeling that extra stress. Absolutely. That this was like this little test of like, are you going to stick with what you're doing, or are you going to go this other way where the money is? And so I understand that he's speaking the money, but I just kept trying to picture myself there, knowing, and just think that, oh my gosh, it just has to be about more than the money. I've got to keep doing what I'm doing. When I can stay in the space of, I know that God will put me in a place that people will come into my space, that this is going to help. And I see people commenting. I know that my social media stuff has been pretty good. I've got I've just taken all my tips that I came up with or that I modified from AI. Canva has this AI thing. It's amazing, but I have to modify them a little bit. But I'm going to have a new free download that I'm going to start offering people. So I can see like little things when I can stay in the right space and not feel like, oh my gosh, I got to bring in another $1,000 this month. Then it makes such a difference. My headspace can get pulled into that feeling needy, instead of thinking, okay, I will have exactly what it is that we need. I am going to have enough to make it. And that makes a difference. I was thinking this morning, maybe I just need to schedule another appointment with Amanda and have Amanda walk me through the money mindset stuff again, because she's really good at that as well.
And get those affirmations. I was thinking the same thing. And as soon as you see that he's found a vulnerable spot, then combat it with a strength. And that's exactly it. Reach out to someone and say, how can you strengthen me in this? That's what I did with Amanda. That's what I did with Elmira, when I could feel he was working on me. He looks for vulnerability. He's looking for that vulnerability, and he's seeing if he can get a hit. If he can get that emotional hit, then he keep pummeling. So I encourage you to do that. And I also encourage you to do one more thing. And if you ladies have anything else, feel free to share. To go boldly to the Lord and say, I am claiming my blessings. I am doing this and this and this. My heart is true. I am staying true. I'm not going to listen to the whisperings. And I am exercising pure faith, unwavering faith. What was it that Joseph Smith said in that? What's the word that he said in James? That scripture?
I don't know.
What is it? It's pure, complete faith. What's it called? Unwavering? It's something. It's like that. Anyway, it's unwavering faith, that you are going to approach him with that unwavering faith. And you are going to say, if you read Brother Jared, his prayer in chapter 3 of Ether, and he says, I know you can do this. I know you have every capacity to do this. And I'm asking you to do this or something better. But I'm asking you to do this because I am out. I don't know anything else to do. President Nelson sat on that bench in the Eastern Bloc countries, and they had tried to get in and done everything they could. And President Nelson is a don't tell me no person. He sat on the bench with his companion. He's an apostle. And he said, I'm out. I have nothing left. I don't know anything else to do. We've got to ask the Lord to step in, because there's nothing else that we can do. And we've done it all. And that's when amazing things happen. And sometimes the Lord takes us there. He makes us work it and work it and work it, so that we exhaust all the options. And then we see clearly it is his hand. And we know when those whisperings start coming again, we're like, I know you. It's a Moses experience. I know this. It's familiar. So I think he keeps trying to get you on finances. And there's no surprise to me that all of these things have converged in this perfect storm. But I know that the Lord will take you and he will help you see the path out of this. And you will know that it is by his hand. It's 1 Nephi 18:2. You will know that it is by him that you were led. So I don't know if any of that resonates, but
that helps.
feel
Well, that's why I thought I'd come and just get it out, because then I could get my head back in the space that I need it to be in as I start. I've got a day of work, and I'm excited. I'm going to meet Katrina and go to the Temple of Katrina tomorrow. We're going to go to I know we already had an appointment, and then now all this exciting stuff. So I'm going to, and I think it's good. When I can stay in the right space. This morning, I was just not in the right space. And this morning I was just, so I appreciate you guys letting me just kind of cry it out and just talk it out a little bit. So thank you.
That's what we're here for. I seriously, I almost canceled speaking office hours because we're starting officially next week. And I'm like, the women don't want to come on again. They got nothing they got to majorly do. Stop
Always.
the meetings, So
don't cancel ever.
I really feel this connection is so vital. I was saying yesterday, the DTLC, it's a boost I don't remember that I need. I look forward to it, but then, I don't realize it's so nourishing. And then you get done and you're like, I can keep going. I don't realize how many minions are pushing against me all day long. So kudos to you for being in the right place and having this beautiful women's support. So great job. Our prayers are with you, babe. Keep us posted. We're here for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else have something they wanted to ask or share?
You guys, sorry I just disappeared on you, but I literally just got on the call and a few minutes in and my phone rang and it was the director of my son's program. And I was like, I have to answer this. I'm like, I'm on speaker trying to call, but I have to answer this. And he just said that him and the other director are both in town just today and wanted to know if they could meet with me because they want to start meeting with me and setting up family and parent coaching. And I'm dying because yesterday and today, I literally was to that point where I was like, okay, I know that I still need to certify. I know there's things I'm working on and I'm doing, but I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I just have not felt like, I don't have a business. I don't have whatever, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? And I have felt the coaching all along and stuff like that. And then he was just like, Raylene, this is where it's going. He's like, people are realizing more and more and more that there's lots of kids that need these programs, but these parents and families need support when they bring their kids home. And I can't meet with him. I'm so sad. So sad, but
we can help you. When are you meeting with him?
So they were only in town today and my day's booked from 2:00 on. I couldn't. And so he's like, don't worry about it. He's like, I'm going to shoot an email to, me, the other directors, to you, and we're going to set up a Zoom call. We're going to get going on this because he's like, this is huge. And he's like, how cool that we could get you in right now as it's just starting to snowball. And he's like, you can be one of the pioneers to just
is anybody else getting goosebumps?
Happy for you. There's so much good in this.
I haven't even told my husband yet. He's on a call too. So I'm just dying. I'm like,
massive goosebumps right
anyway.
So
oh my gosh, Raylene.
Goosebumps up and down my arms.
What time?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet. He's going to we'll set up.
We're all praying.
And Raylene, go ahead and schedule a deep dive and reach out to Amanda and me in a text and say, when can we meet? Because she is working on the coaching program with our intern, Haley, and they're already in phase 2. So we're organizing it all. It's all set. And if you want, you can kind of take some of those format principles, whatever, just to get you started. And we can help you set up a whole, the way that we do speaking track, the way we do it, you could set up something that you've got that feels good, that is clear, that's a great system. And then you can tweak it as you go or whatever, but we can get you started so that when you talk to him, you can say, well, I offer this and I do 7 pillars or I do 10 points or whatever. And this is what I would teach them. So we can help you get that all straightened out.
No, I would love that. Even on the call, I was so excited about it. And then I was just sitting there thinking I'm so grateful for the DTL. I'm so grateful for the DTL. Because I'm like, I don't know what I would do if I didn't know that I had this, you know, and I was just like, this is so cool because we, you know, we're just starting all that coaching with Amanda and stuff like that. And I'm just like, God is just so good. He's just so good of like just putting the pieces in right when they need to be. And
Exactly.
impatient little Raylene just learned a little lesson again to just just wait and watch.
Trust in the
So-
Lord. What do we believe in that? And Raylene,
Right.
as a nod to Diane, look at where you have been in the last 2 to 3 months, has just been in the dregs and affliction, right? Total hard in the wilderness. Like you're so done. And who knows what will come of this? But the point is that he is saying to you, all things are possible and I've got you. I'm highly aware of you and I'm going to use you. Don't stress it. Just keep adding to your tool belt so that you're ready when I call you.
And it's like, amen. I love that so much. And I just, and I know I shared a little bit with you guys too, but my husband did end up stepping back from that position.
How did that go?
And okay, like it went okay and it's gonna be okay, but it's a little uncomfortable right now, but it's fine. But like I just told him the whole time, I said, like, I just feel like God's hand is in this 100%. And we have talked about forever about wanting to do things together. And he is super passionate about, you know, the same thing with these programs and even helping sponsor kids that need help, just things like that. And I don't know, like I just have just felt like, just hang on, like the wheels are turning and it's gonna all make sense and it's all gonna come together. And then when I looked down and saw his name on my phone today, I was just like, oh my gosh, like I was like, it's happening. And it like, I still don't know what it's all going to end up and look like. But like you said, whether it's this or a different thing, it's all in the works and for a reason. So anyway.
Love it.
So
And
excited,
again, those
I'm so
possibilities.
grateful.
And it's telling everyone it's so possible. If he'll do that for you, he'll do that for all of us in some fashion that we need at the right time. And while we're in the waiting space, it's getting those tool belt things, getting those extra tools and knowing how to apply them better and learning and tweaking and all of the things so that we are prepared when he says, you know, we could say, here am I, send me. Absolutely love this. Oh, so exciting. This is just... Okay, anybody else want to share?
I just have to say, I'm so glad I finally had good news.
I love that it happened while we were right on this call because like then you have somebody to tell, right? Like I mean even yesterday when I went to the temple and I was like, there's nobody here with me, I'm by myself, and then I came home, my husband was on a call and I was like, I want to talk to somebody anyway. So then it was, so I get that. So I'm super happy that it just happened right now. I'm so happy for you.
So perfect. That is exactly right. It's so tender and in real time. It reminds me of doing that live with Angela. There was just such an energy when we all hopped on there. It was just the funnest thing. So anyway, such amazing women. Any other wins or learning or any questions? Anything that you ladies need or want?
Well,
sorry,
so
I'm just gonna hop off really quick. I have to go, but I love you guys so much.
Love you.
And
Love you, Raylene.
you're in my prayers, Diane. Love you guys.
Love you, sweetie.
So I may need to do just like a coaching session with you, Connie,
Sure.
because I don't really know what my one question is, but I'm feeling this very like Heavenly Father's been like, yeah, Deliberate Family's been like this thing that you think you're doing, but you're really not. And like a redirection and a refocus. And so I think that that's been my holdup with Speaking Track too, is I feel like I don't know what I want. And so I keep second guessing myself. And there's just, and I'm like taking this desire course right now. And I'm like, I have been so good at suppressing anything I want for so long. that it feels so uncomfortable to think, what do you actually want to do? What do you actually want to say? What do you actually want to teach about? And so I was like, I have this keynote to say, I mean, I'm like, it's all there, it's all hashed out. And I'm like, it's in a place where I could just record it and just like be done with it, you know? But I'm like, I don't even know who it would go to. I don't know where it would fit. And I feel like I don't know what I want. And like, even as you were saying with Diane, it's like, you're doing this, so you have something to just tell somebody you're doing. And even yesterday I was telling somebody about what I do, and I was like, I didn't say it with boldness really, and I didn't say it with like pride or confidence. I just kind of said it as like a, yeah, it sounds really cool. And even then she was like, oh, that's so inspiring. You know what I mean? It sounds good on the outside, like, but it's like, I'm not actually making an impact. And I think my own other persona almost is like getting in my way. So I'm like in this torn place with the speaking track too, because it's like everything's there, but I don't feel this like urgency and drive to move forward with it necessarily, because I don't know where I'm going.
I have a thought. I don't know if anybody else wants to share a thought first. I just have a thought, if I can share it. I love that you are being so permissive for yourself, giving yourself permission to say, I don't know the answer. I don't have to sit with the uncertainty. That would be my encouragement for you. There's no timeline. You know, you could certify just like that, and it's not a big deal. I'm not worried about it at all. And I think it's not a coincidence, again, that you're feeling stopped right before you do that, and get the gold sticker and check off the box and be the efficient, awesome Katrina who gets it done, right? You're actually saying, I want to know for myself. This has connected meaning to my soul. And what a gift you're giving yourself, that permission to do that and do it that way. I just encourage you for the next 2 weeks, take a certain time frame and just say, I'm sitting with uncertainty. I don't know. I'm just going to put, I've told people before about Post-it boards where you just do like a little card stock and get Post-it notes, and then just thoughts that come to you, you just post it and just stick them on there. So it's a sticky board and you just have all these sticky notes. And then after a couple of weeks, you can take down that sticky note board and you can see what the patterns are, how many times you're saying the same thought, how many times the same feeling or the direction or the ahas when you look at one and go, oh, that resonates. So that's what I would encourage you to do. I don't think you probably have ever been able to give yourself the permission to just dream and feel and be connected to that feeling and say, I like that, I don't like it. And for whatever reason, I don't have to explain it. I don't have to justify it. So I don't know, how does that sit?
Yeah, I like the sticky note idea, and it is spot on. I don't know how to dream, and I don't know how to do it without somebody else's validation, including the Lord's. I heard the other day, like somebody said, like we give, sometimes we avoid our own wants and desires by just letting the Lord take it, like almost giving him our agency and being like, you just tell me what to do. And I've totally always found comfort and just been comfortable in that zone. And it's like, I'm starting to go, I don't know, he's showing me that weakness and he's going to help me make it a strength. Yes. But it's really hard, and it's really like, it's joyful. It is a good thing.
It's
and I
freeing.
can feel the capacity growing, like, but it's also just like wanting to, I guess part of me today was like, I just want Connie to know where I'm thinking, like where I'm at with this, because it was like, I'm so close and I'm not just like neglecting it. I just don't know where to go. And I want it to be mine.
I love that. And you want it to be yours. You want to be able to own that and be joyful about it. And you say it and people feel the energy behind it, right? Yeah. Absolutely. And I think it's beautiful that that's a brave step, because we can sometimes experience spiritual OCD where we have to get that, and we're not going to move forward because then we don't want to be wrong. We believe in the Savior's atonement, but we're not going to use it, right? That's the pretty china for Sundays, maybe for special holidays, right? But it is not. It is everyday Sunday where we can pull it out and we can use the atonement and say, you know what? I did that. That didn't work. That was wrong. Oh, well. And then move on and give yourself the grace. Allow yourself that grace from his atonement to be able to say, I'm wrong. And it doesn't make you a wrong person. It makes you a full person. Where Elder Holland, I love when he shared the short road and the long road. He could have kept that experience and not said anything. That's one of the reasons I love Joseph Smith. They kept in the 116 pages. He could have tried to hide that, I would have been probably tempted, like, ooh, but he didn't. And I love that. I love that we can allow ourselves the growing experience. And you're doing that, Katrina. You're allowing yourself to actually become Katrina. And it's a messy process. It doesn't have to be, exploding buildings, but it's a messy process. And you get to have that too, and still be respected and admired, and still be an amazing person, and still be a good person. You still get to have all of that. So anyway, that's just the thoughts that came to my mind. Anything from you ladies?
Just that I feel like I went through that same thing about 2 years ago where I was like, wait, what do you mean? Like I had held that in for so long. And I went to this, it was like this little retreat thing that they kind of were like, they had us take a poster and just write down what we actually want. And I was like, I don't even know how to get to that part of my brain, because that was so, you just don't do that. And so to start thinking about that and opening that up to like, wait, what really do I want? And I mean, is it money? Is it, a cabin? Is it what is it that I want? And to really kind of start allowing myself to be in that part of my head. Once I allowed myself to be there, it felt so good, but it did take a process of me having to allow myself that way to do it. And yeah, we did it through a poster, and they just gave us 2 hours to just sit and just think and just draw what we wanted on this poster. Yeah, kind of like a vision board kind of a thing. It was so good for me to be able to do. Really hard. I cried a lot because I thought, man, I for so long, I've never been able to think about this way. Like, what if I did what I wanted,
So true. How many times does someone say, sit down and dream? Think about what you want, sweetie. No. So I love this. And I love that feeling. We've all been through something, I think, similar, a lot of tears, right? Because you're shedding that belief system. You're shedding that way of doing things. And it's shocking how soon you can move to the new norm, how soon you can move into, oh my gosh, I can be a good person and approved of by the Lord, and I can still do it this way. It's crazy. And then we look back and go, it's like when you lose weight, you're like, why didn't I do that sooner? Right? Oh, it's just so annoying. But I love that you're giving yourself permission. I love that you're saying to yourself, I get to be a person too. And that's what I had to do at the beginning of this call, where I was like, I have to go to the loo. I get to be a person.
Exactly.
I'm going to stop and get a yogurt, which is not essential, but it's absolutely necessary for me. But there you go. I'm going to be a person. I'm going to say hi to my daughter for a second. So anyway, I love this, ladies. This has been amazing today. Jerusha, did you have anything that you were concerned about? I'm so sorry. I know we have another one coming on at 10:30, but if there was anything that was top of mind, you're like, I came in and I need help with this.
I have still seen keynotes everywhere, and now I really do feel that I can confidently say I am a speaker, because even though I feel like, oh my goodness, I'm going to be constantly up-leveling this, forever. There's never going to be a time when I have nothing to work on. I wake up in the morning reciting different parts of the keynote and thinking of ways to tweak it. And I've been doing that ever since the beginning, but now I feel like the keynote is what it's supposed to be. And I go to sleep at night doing the same thing. And I wake up in the night at 2 or 3 or 5 or whatever, the different times. And I'm like, oh, there's this one part. I want to say it over and again, over again in my mind. And the adversary, he will always, give you pushback. That's just what he does. And so, of course, the pushback for this was, well, Connie was just being nice, letting you certify because, she knew how badly you wanted to do that. I was like, no. I told Heavenly Father, if I don't get this now, I will stick with it until I get it.
Yeah.
And that doesn't matter how long it takes. And Connie isn't a pushover. She doesn't say, well, I'm just going to tell you you're stage ready because we really need to get you out of here because you want it so bad and I need the spot.
And you notice that after like 62 things of feedback. And then,
well,
and I just have
but
a
I,
few
that's
notes
the
for
thing
you.
is,
You're like,
I kept giving you stuff to give me feedback. That's the thing. I'd be like, this is the version. No, this is the version. No, this is definitely the version. And, I had 20 versions before that I didn't give you.
that you didn't send. I'm
So
so
it's-
sorry. My other gal is coming on right now. One of the newbies that's coming on for her deep dive. Ladies, thank you so much for sharing, Trisha. I'm glad that you are pushing back. I'm seeing the theme this morning, that adversarial pushback on the vulnerable places, and then being able to open to the vulnerabilities and being able to say timing is everything. And the Lord has given me an opportunity in an unexpected way for me to be able to move to the next level. And I love it. Absolutely beautiful. Thanks for coming to our TED Talk today. I love you ladies so much. Mwah. We will see you. Have a great weekend. And again, if you want to keep coming into speaker track, you're absolutely welcome. You just let me know. Okay. All right. Love you.